Hi there, everybody. Good morning. It is Monday now, and Seahawks play tonight. I think they played the Saints. I don't remember really. Anyway, excuse the lack of face. I'm having a lupus flare, supposedly. That's what they say it is. So I've got across my face. It's terrible. And I put makeup over it when I go out, but I didn't today because I'm just going to cut my head off right here. Anyway, I am going to make... welcome if you're new here. My name is Kendra Full of Joy. Yay! And I am kind of newish. I think I have maybe 15 videos altogether, and I do recipes, cooking, day in the life, baking, just fun, being at home kind of things mostly. I'm a recovering homeschooling mom. I have 5 grown graduates. 3 were homeschooled. The first 2 went, to traditional school. Let's see what else. I have poodles, 2 toy black poodles, Joy and Cooper. And Joy is criminally insane. Yes, she is. And Cooper is just doop-da-doop-da-doo, always happy. Let's see. None of them are little biters, but they are definitely little yappers, and I love them just the same. But they drive me crazy sometimes, just like anybody with dogs knows. I think I already said we're having a stormy, blustery day. We may lose power, and if we do, you'll find out soon enough. I live in Washington, about 60 miles from Seattle. Today I am going to make aromatic Christmas ornaments. So some people poke holes in these and hang them on their trees, put them on wreaths, attach them to cards for gift tags for gifts, hang them from a swag, I may do that this time, do a swag across my dining room here in the fireplace. We'll see. So, first off, you want to start with 2 cups of cinnamon. So you're not going to get that out of your little cinnamon. I went and got the finest, inexpensive Walmart brand. So 2 cups of that goes into the bowl. And watch out because it'll come up like a cloud and go up your nose and all kind of sneezing. There you go. There's 1 and 2. These ornaments or cutouts will hold their scent a lot of time for just years and years. And the first time I ever saw these, my daughter, who's in her 40s now, was going to school with a little girl named Jennifer. And Jennifer's mom, I think her name is Sandy, made these and attached them. I can't even remember for what. If it was a party or a cookie exchange, or she was just being sweet and handing them out. But that scent lasted until my daughter grew up. So 2 cups of dry cinnamon, don't use the most expensive, into the bowl. Then you need 1.5 cups of not unsweetened. I buy unsweetened just because I don't think we need sugared apples. We don't put sugar, well, most of us don't put sugar on our apples when we eat them out of hand, and it's the same thing. So anyway, that's enough about that. I'm going to go ahead and put 1.5 cups. Here's the cup. Here's this. I stirred it because sometimes the liquid will float to the top and you'll get all liquid and not enough applesauce. So here's 1 cup. This isn't an exact recipe either. You can totally add more dry or less wet or whatever, depending on how you feel about it. And here's the half. So that's 1.5 cups of my unsweetened applesauce. It's the treetop variety. I think this is actually in Washington where I am. Let's see, get the glasses down, and it comes from, Selah, Washington. Pasteurized, must refrigerate after opening. Best quality, use it 7 days after opening. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, so then I've got it all in a bowl here together. Yum, yum, don't eat that. Don't eat any of this. Even after it's done, don't eat it. You will be very sorry. Then here comes the kicker. You're gonna want 2 tablespoons of Elmer's white glue. So, recovering homeschool addict that I am, I'm never without enough glue. So one tablespoon first. Don't be shy with this. I actually still moderate our group, admin our Facebook group, homeschool group. But I need to pass that on. I really do. These kids are graduated from college now. Let's see, and then you're going to want to put in your aromatics. So, as with anything, it's going to be your taste. You want to add it up to about 2 tablespoons. I like cloves, and let's see, I like nutmeg and cloves and ginger. So it's going to come out smelling like gingerbread men to me. Okay. So I've got a clean tablespoon measure. If I dump this and it spills over a little bit, it's not going to hurt a thing. It's not an exact recipe. So this one is the ground cloves. Yes, 1 tablespoon in. Ooh, that wind. If we lose a tree, you're going to hear about it because I'm going to yelp like a poodle. Okay, that's the cloves. And then I'm going to put in about a half a tablespoon of nutmeg. Yum, yum. And put the lid back on that. Oh, here, half a tablespoon of nutmeg. And pop the lid off of this. Half a tablespoon. I need to get more ginger. Half a tablespoon. I opened it 12/17, and it's not going to last me through Christmas. And of the ginger. Now, if this comes out too wet, add more dry. If it comes out too dry, add more wet. It's not like you're going to eat it. Ugh. I can taste that dust on my tongue. I don't usually babble on while I make it. Oh dear. I am going to get out of the house and go to Safeway later. I think I'm going to go to Safeway. We'll see. So maybe I'll do a grocery haul too later. I just need a few things. I wrote them down and put them, oh, they're over there across the room. So this just takes a while, and in a minute I'm going to put on these gloves because this stuff is like sticky mud when you get it ready to go. In the end, you're going to want to roll this out like you would a sugar cookie dough and make your shapes that you want for whatever purpose you're going to use this for. It's so fun and so easy. Well, when you start seeing no more dry, I'm just starting to see less and less of any dry. Whoops, back in the boat. Back in the boat. Okay, less and less dry. I don't see any dry now. Made good and sure. Be sure you rinse out your glue spoon as soon as you can. I mean, Elmer's is water soluble, I guess, but you still want to get that off your thing. I keep measuring spoons for crafts, and this is my glue spoon. Not that it would hurt to use glue, Elmer's glue, you know, after you wash it for food. How many people knew glue eaters when they were kids, right? Maybe that was just paste. I remember in the first grade, the little girl next to me eating no, it wasn't Elmer's, it was, I don't know what it was, but the teacher said, don't do that. Do you know what they make it out of? She said, it's cow feet. And I think it cured her of eating it. Okay, so this is all mixed together. So you don't have to do a thing to this except pat it down. I want to show you what I've got here. Oh, you want to get a cookie sheet. And I like these. I like parchment paper for all my baking, but these sheets are, they're a game changer for me. You know how when you roll out your parchment and it tries to roll back up in a roll? These come out flat except for, you know, the fold. And they lay really easily down in what you're trying to work them on. So, put this right here. Bring this over here. And I'm not saying I'm going to do all of these, but I'm going to try to do some of them. So, through trial and error, I have discovered the very best way to do this is not to try to roll it out. A lot of recipes will tell you that. And they'll tell you roll it out on parchment because it sticks to everything like glue. What I do is I want to get my gloves on. I did one of these already yesterday so that I could show you what they look like when they come out. And this is when I decided, yeah, we're going to use gloves. I mean, it wasn't a big deal, but it was a mess on my paws. Okay, gloves. So I've got a snowflake, another snowflake. This is a round one. I was thinking maybe I could put a hole in it and make a wreath out of it. Not sure. Christmas tree. That is it's a Santa boot. That's a gingerbread man. Bird, dove. Turtle dove, that's what it is. Turtle dove. A star and a heart. Okay, so yesterday I just did trees, stars, hearts, and that's it. Trees, stars, and hearts. I threw away the ones that did not work out, and the ones that didn't work out were too big. I got too, confident. So this is a fussy dough. I'm going to grab a handful of this. Well, since it landed here, I'm going to do it here. You want to pat it out to about the size that your cookie is going to be. And you don't want it too thick, because if it's too thick, it's not going to dry fast enough. It's going to be a mess. Okay, still not bad. We're going to use a star for this one. Okay, a star. So you put it down, push it down, and then I take, which I did not get, take the ends and odds and ends and throw them back in the bowl. Mine's feeling a little dry. It didn't feel this dry yesterday, but that's because I didn't stir my applesauce first. And it was liquid on the top, and I got almost all liquid before the actual sauce started coming out. So, eek! Okay, there. I'm going to get like a butter knife. I'll be right back. Don't go away. Oh, now I remember what I used. I used this. The same thing I stirred it with. I knew that I was able to trim away what I didn't like, because whatever you leave is going to go ahead and be part of the cookie. Alrighty. There we go. So there's a star, and it turned out okay. I'll show you. And now I'm going to do another one. I'm going to try to do this. We'll see how, oh, there goes the lights again. I'm getting a mess. I wish I could remember. You know what I should have done is I should have gone over to my shopping app and looked to see what a container of great value ground cinnamon costs. But you know what I found? When I opened it, because it was new, I hadn't opened it before until yesterday. When I opened it, it smelled wonderful. And I thought that it would be a lesser, aromatic, because it's a Walmart brand. I'm terrible with measurements, but this is a very flat. You don't want it too flat, but this is very flat. So I'm going to go in with this snowflake here. Wish me luck. All right. Getting it pulled away and out of the little tiny spaces is going to be more of a chore with this one. So I'm not throwing it across the room. I'm throwing it in a bowl right there. Oh, all I need is for the dogs to eat that, right? And that'd be a great trip to the veterinary emergency room. I used to nanny for a vet that worked in the emergency room, and they work 24/7, not one vet 24/7, but they work every day. They work holidays. You know, she'd be on duty 4th of July, Christmas. Okay, so now I'm going to try to pull this up and see how that works for me. Ta-da! I'm going to need to go in with something sharper, I think, to make this more. I don't want to ruin it, so I am going to get a butter knife. I should have done it when I was up the first time. Okay. I don't know how this will work, but I've got a kid that keeps trying to call in while I'm doing this. Not a kid. He's my eldest. He's married and has children of his own, and, you know, he's fine. Oh, I broke it. Don't worry. You can just pat it together. This happened with the gingerbread men yesterday. It was brutal. Here we go. I'm going to lean the camera down in the end and show it to you so you get a better look. I think it turned out very well. Oh, what I was going to say is when these are done and dried, some people actually put like royal icing on there so that, you know, you can paint with it. But I'm thinking puff paint will work even better. Don't you think puff paint is a better idea? It lasts longer. You could also hot glue, if you're making like, say, a gingerbread man. You could hot glue buttons and bows and things like that. And with a snowflake, you could hot glue, you know, those little shiny faux gems and things like that. There you go. Okay, so it's labor intensive, but it's like art, you know, you're trying to make it your best. So you're gonna go and you're gonna do birds and blah, 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 and all of that. So I'm gonna take these off and show you the rest. Okay, so here we go. What do you think? We got a star and we got this snowflake, and if I wanted to keep you longer, I'd show you the rest of it, but I'm gonna just go on. So now, depending on what you wanna do with this, say you want to hang it on a tree. I took a straw and cut it in several little pieces. I took 2 straws actually. And you're gonna go in wherever you want to attach a string, twine, a hook, whatever. So, trying to be careful not to hurt the actual thing. See, it's in there. Now, the reason that I cut the straw into little pieces is I tried yesterday to take a regular straw and blow out the stuff, and it's in there good. So it's not going to go anywhere. So just use, like I did, several pieces, or maybe you have a better idea even, you know. So I'm going to do the snowflake now and give it a little love. There we go. Now, they both have holes in them. I don't know if you can see it or not. They do. Now then, you're going to want to take, when your tray is full and you have all your shapes that you want, put it in your oven on 170 degrees and let it go, well, 200 degrees. Mine goes down to 170. Some ovens go to 200. You don't want to cook it too fast or dry it. You don't want to cook it at all. What you're trying to do is dry it. You don't want to dry too fast because it'll crackle. And you want to try to keep it looking, you know, like it would a cookie. It could even snap. Depending on how thick you press it down is how quickly it'll dry. Ooh, it's windy out there. Oh my word. Anyway, after 10 minutes, turn the oven off and just let it set in there until, you know, the oven's cool. And I went and looked at it and I kind of touched it and I thought, you know, it's getting there. It's almost dry, but not quite. I turned the oven back to 170. Let it go another 10 minutes, turned off the oven, and let it go, just sat in there for a couple of hours. And they came out pretty good as far as I'm concerned. Let me see if I can show you. Now, don't do like a Kendra and forget to put the holes in. Here's some with no holes. Here's my heart and a straw. A straw, good grief. A star. A tree. What do you think? So like if I took some puff paint and I made, you know, like garland and little ornaments and a star maybe, and you could do anything you wanted. And truly, they smell divine. and they will for a while. When I put them away, every year I would wrap them in tissue and make like they're spun blown glass, because they are delicate. You know, they're not plastic, so they're delicate. You know what else is pretty is white puff paint with some sparkles on it. If you were going to do it with stars or something like that. I know some of you are way more artistic than I am. So anyway, parchment paper is key. Key, I tell you. Don't try this without parchment paper. Parchment paper and wax paper, not the same thing. Ask me how I know. My husband's yelling, the oven's on fire. It was the wax paper. I thought, hey, I'll just sub wax paper. Nope, can't do that. It wasn't on fire, but the wax paper itself was ablaze. And we just slapped that out, and he said, no, you can't do that. He knew it. I didn't know it. Now we both know it. Let's see. So again, you could use cardamom. You could use allspice. You could use ginger. Any of those aromatics that you love. Don't let your children or animals eat these. The animals are just, I mean, I feel they're like my dogs. If you have dogs like I do, they would just scarf it down and pay for it later. And really, cats are usually more finicky and might not eat these, but you just never know. Little children are definitely going to think these are cookies. So put them up high, or, you know, have a good talk with them, because it's not going to be any good on their tongue. It might even be kind of, you know, spicy with all that cinnamon in it. Let's see, is there anything else I want to tell you? Oh yeah, I was going to say wrap it in tissue paper, you know, like that wrapping paper tissue that you put in bags. It sticks out the top of the gift bags. And put them in a hard cardboard box inside another box that you store all your decorations in, so nothing, you know, hits into it and that less moisture gets into it. Because I stored these one time years ago in a box in my shed in the yard, not this house, another house, and it got moisture to it, and they were soft, and some of them broke and that kind of thing. So that, you don't want to do that. Keep them in a place that's gonna keep them nice. I think that that they look kind of farmhouse with the trees in this, and they would just be pretty anytime. But I'm like that. That's how I roll. Okay, so that's my story, and I may have a grocery haul later. I don't know. We'll see. And if you like what you see and you want, I hope that you'll you'll like, comment, subscribe. I'd love to hear if you've done this before, what you did, you know, like to decorate them, or if your recipe is different, or what tips you have, what, you know, what differences. Because I know that as these ideas become passed along by, you know, family members and things change, and maybe there's something I don't know. An easier way to poke a hole, maybe. I didn't think it was that tough to cut up a plastic straw, though. Let's see. So like, subscribe, comment, and let's be friends and go out and find some joy. See, I got a mess on my fingers. Bye.